All right, we should be good to go here. Let me just make sure. And we are good to go. Perfect. All right. Make sure sound's coming through. Cool. And it is. Let's do it. All right, guys. We are 5 weeks away from Bound for Glory, our first major pay per view here with TNA Wrestling. It's gonna be a good time. We definitely have a lot of stuff going over right now. Let me just put this chat up here. There we go. So let's get to the next day here. We're on September 1st, 2002. We ended up making a bunch of signings the last month or two that are definitely going to make a big impact, I think, on us for the first pay per view. Let me just send this out. Let's get this going. Day one save. Alright, let's go, baby. First Bound for Glory. And we'll just copy that, post it. Perfect. Alright, cool. While this is loading, all good, all good. Alright, Tony Chimel re-signed with WWE. No effect on us whatsoever there. Perfect. Let's put this here. Alright, let's see what we can get going here on this episode. Try to get a couple of impacts done here while we're hanging out, see if we can get going. See what we can get going here once the booking starts. Once we finally get through this couple days here leading up to our next impact. Trying to figure how I want to put this together here over the next 5 weeks until our pay-per-view, to make our pay-per-view as big as we can make it. Considering it is the first one, of course. Okay. And trying to really keep pulling all of our storylines together to the best of our ability. So that's kind of what our game plan is here. Going to put, obviously you saw the big signing of Scott Steiner. Plans are in motion there. Jeff Hardy's arguing with Chavo. Hogan and Steve Blackman. That's not a guy Hogan wants to fight. Steve Blackman will wipe the floor with him. Brothers of Destruction defeat the NWO in a ladder match. That sounds intriguing. Right. Okay, next day to get to our show. See what we got going on. We have Jeff Jarrett's returning on this show, so that's something to talk about. Daniels attacked AJ last show, so we have that to discuss. We have a couple matches that have been set up for the pay-per-view with Abyss and Jerry Lynn. The TNA title rematch between versus Scott Hall versus Ken Shamrock. So things are heating up for that pay-per-view. We're gonna get things really moving here. See what else we can put together on the card to make it a very deep Bound for Glory. I think the plan going forward post Bound for Glory is to do a pay-per-view every 2 months, like every other month, until we get to the point where we can actually do a monthly one without it being bad. But I like the idea of the every other personally. Just makes it easy, just makes writing storylines just easier for me, and it doesn't feel like anything's rushed. It's not like WWE now where they have like 50 pay-per-views now, between all the Saudi stuff and Australia and all that other stuff that they just kind of put together for, glorified TV shows, more or less. This is taking forever on this one. While we're waiting. Alright. Taz has been offered a contract. Billy and Chuck win the tag team titles on SmackDown. That's pretty cool. They defeated whoever the Urban Gladiators were. Billy Kidman and Perry Saturn. Apparently they're a team. Okay. But Billy and Chuck are back as the tag champs, so that's cool. If Taz wasn't retired, I would consider bringing him in, but at this point, there's no helpful... I mean, he's a natural trainer, I guess. But he's going to probably re-sign with them. And he's going to be a color commentary. We don't really need another color commentator, in my opinion. Just for fun, I want to see what they're offering him. 3-year deal. $18 million per show, or $18,000 per month. My thing, I wonder, can I taunt? Would he come out of retirement? Okay, he's not. He doesn't want to do anything besides that. So he does not want to come out of retirement. So that means he has no use for me. So, at least at this point. Okay, so show history. So last week, we ended the show with Scott Hall laying out Shamrock. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I had set that up, but that's okay. Okay, so we'll set that up. Okay. Alright. So, here's what I'm thinking. Steiner's available. We're not going to show up this week. However, we are... Okay, those matches are set. Cool. Okay. Let's get this show on the road. There's so much on this desk right now. There we go. Okay, that's over there. That's there. Cool. Alright. Let's get our location set up here. Studio 21 over at Universal. Okay, so no Ron Killings at this show. Interesting. Okay. Incidents. Steve Madison. Sure. Okay. Buff's gonna probably be gone pretty soon, with Steiner being a locker room leader. Creative finish from Conan. Attaboy. Okay. So Ron Killings got stuck at the airport, so we do not have Ron on this show. Which, that's kind of okay. Because it allows us now... I mean, as much as I hate doing tons of promos, it kind of gives me a promo now for Buff Bagwell to challenge him for the pay-per-view. So it kind of works out in that sense, which is good. I think it's definitely something that we need to keep pushing towards. Jerry Lynn, Shamrock, Conan. Oh, he's not there. That's right. Scott. There we go. Steamboat. Boom. Okay. All right. Let's open the show. In-ring promo. And we're going to have Scott Hall promo. I'll let him go for like 4 minutes. 3 minutes is fine, actually. Scott Hall cutting a promo. Boom. And then add a copy. Main event tonight. We'll give that a minute. And Dusty. And we're going to put him against... Let's do... We're going to face Jerry Lynn. That'll be the main event. Scott Hall and Jerry Lynn. Oh. This needs to be that. That needs to be that. That needs to be Ken Shamrock. This needs to change. Remove. And then off screen, Ken Shamrock. There it is. Alright, so our main event will be booked. So let me just... Then we have this for the tag team titles tonight. Which, that's going to be the beginning of the tag team problem child situation there. Alright, let's do our opening contest of the show here. Oh, X Division action. Let's have Loki face off against you can face Sonny Siaki. I don't really got anything for him, so we'll get a nice little win there for Loki. Get him back on the winning ways. Like so. Sonny Siaki takes the loss here, but that's totally fine. do Buff Bagwell backstage promo. Challenges killings to match for Bound for Glory. And we'll do that for 3 minutes. Backstage, pre-taped. Off screen. That'll at least get that feud to the next step. Let's go to our match here. We're gonna do Christopher Daniels, who I believe we have tonight. Yep, we do. You're gonna face off against. I'll put you against Frankie. That should be a pretty solid rating. We'll go 8 to 10 for you guys. Dave Finley will be on the bump for that one. Daniels gets the win. Clean win. Advanced X Division title storyline. Yo! No, you're good, 7th. All good, brother. It's been a busy week. I haven't been able to stream at all, so no problem whatsoever. Styles comes out post-match. No. Let's do post-match promo. Pretty good, man. We got the new job hopefully starting on Monday. So we'll see what that gives us for time frame on being able to do stuff. Other than that, though, not much really to report. It's just been busy, honestly. Not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination, but like today I was out pretty much all day, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, man. It was good. I've been so busy I didn't even get to play any weekend classic games, nothing. Haven't really been able to do much of really anything, so. Yeah, busy's good. Busy's good. Let's do a promo of 3 Live Crew. Yeah, back. Being busy's good. It's one of those things where I just haven't been able to really. Like, I was gonna stream the other night playing this game, but I couldn't get the OBS to cooperate, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll just try a different night, and took a while to get there, but. Oops, off screen. Chris Harris and James Storm. What's going on with you, man? Anything new and exciting? Give that to Dusty. Advanced storyline. Tag titles. Alright, so we have that. Let's do triple threat match here. Try to feature some more folks. Let's see what we can put together. Let's do Exclude Booked, Ultimo Dragon, Alex Wright, and let's do Austin Aries. Let's go 8 minutes. Give that to Dusty. Give Ultimo Dragon the win there. Working games, may hang with the kids in life. Awesome, man. Love to hear that. Kids keeping you busy, it sounds like. Why is Aries unhappy with the booking? He's like 20 years old in this game. Come on. Alright, I'll keep you strong. There you go. Let's do a promo. stage. Oh yeah, how is that? I saw Dad playing that a little bit. I didn't get to watch a ton of it though, with being out and about. Is it good? So these guys are gonna end up causing the tag titles to become a shit show for the belts there. Alright, pre-booking that. That's awesome. It's not really my style of game, but that sounds awesome though, man. Let's give this to Dusty. It's going to be a double DQ finish. Technically, everybody's going to be kept strong. It's going to be a double count out. Or double DQ. Advanced storyline of the tag titles. We're going to have interference by Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens of the Naturals, causing that. There we go. That's awesome though, man. Have you guys been grouping up to play, or has it just been kind of a solo mission? Alright, let's do... angle here. James Mitchell and Abyss promo. Doing their thing here. Couple minutes on the mic. Oh, nice. It's gotta be a good game, right? I mean, if you guys are playing it that much. And Jerry Lynn. Off screen. Beautiful. Alright. We'll see if I end up getting... I'll be honest, it's probably not in the cards for me, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's get... in-ring promo. Title match. Bound for Glory. On title match. That's Jeff working the crowd. Add a copy. Dusty interrupts and says he has an opponent. Double J, Bound for Glory. Find out soon. So we're going to kind of let that marinate a little bit on who his opponent's going to be. Obviously, it's going to be Steiner. We've kind of already established that, but we haven't had Steiner show up on the show yet. We'll do Ricky Steamboat there. So that's kind of the way we're going with that. Let's do... what can we find for local workers here? There we go. Let's bring in Barry Windham for one... for a one-night deal. He's going to beat... or he's going to lose to Monty Brown. Keep getting Monty over. And Barry Windham. Go 7 to 9 there. Hopefully Monty Brown will figure it out. Yeah, 7th. I ended up finishing with 749 for the rating for ranked, by the way. So, just below where we were looking at, but still the highest I've ever gotten, so that was pretty cool. Alright. We're going to go to our pre-booking main event here. That's fine. Dusty. Scott Hall's going to get the win. Keep Jerry Lynn strong. Open, all out. Clean win. Pinfall. Distraction finish. Abyss. Beautiful. Advanced storyline. Advance the TNA title storyline. Advance the buff bag. Oh, nope. Remove that. That's wrong. Oh, crap. Remove that. The Abyss and Jerry Lynn storyline needs to be advanced. And then we'll have Shamrock. Puts Hall in a sleeper and refuses to let go to end the show. Boom. So we still got Shamrock looking strong here. Scott Hall gets a win, even though technically it's by Abyss, but that's not the point here. Keep building up that title match feud. Alright, how's that looking? Let's go one less minute here. Put it right at 90. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to run this episode here of Impact number 12. Let's see how it goes. Let's just look at some of these. Okay. Steiner's got idea. Delete that one. Alright, let's give... Actually, no, we'll save that. Well, actually, is that for a Conan win? Yeah, can't use that. Everything else I have plenty of time for, looks like. Yeah. Wait, this needs to be... We'll do that in the next day here. Okay. Alright, perfect. Save and run the show. Here we go. So we got our opening video package showcasing all of our top stars of Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Abyss, AJ, BG James, Buff Bagwell, Dusty Rhodes, Double J, Jerry Lynn, Shamrock, Conan, Scott Hall. And Scott Hall starts the show cutting the promo about what he did to Shamrock last week, showing that he is going to get his TNA Championship back at Bound for Glory. Dusty Rhodes, the authority figure, interrupts and puts Scott Hall in a main event match tonight against Jerry Lynn. 75 overall on the rating here, so nice little way to get our main event booked for our show tonight, as well as building more for the TNA title feud. Okay, and about that decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Low-Key defeats Sonny Siaki in 7:27 by pinfall with a ghetto stomp. Wrestling a 45, crowd 24, wrestling or segment overall 50. Low-Key with a 59, Siaki a 31. This is simply just to get Low-Key a win. Try to get him built up a little bit more. Backstage promo, we got Buff Bagwell laying down the challenge officially to Ron Killings for Bound for Glory. Obviously, we do not have Ron Killings for this episode as he was stuck in transit, so... we gave that opportunity to Buff to cut the promo and set the match up. And about that, had good wrestling and decent reaction from the crowd. Christopher Daniels defeats Frankie Kazarian 7:34 by pinfall with the last rites. Wrestling rating 54, crowd of 29, segment of 59. Daniels a 56, Kazarian a 51, and the X title advances from the storyline. Both of them have good public support. Post-match, Daniels... cuts a promo on AJ Styles, says that he has stepped up to the plate and lays down the challenge to AJ Styles for any place, any time for the X Division Championship. 53 rating there. So good stuff here out of Daniels. The push is going now. We get a backstage promo from BG James and Conan ready to defend their TNA Tag Team Championships against the former champions, America's Most Wanted. 49 segment there. In a good triple threat match, and about that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Ultimo Dragon defeats Alex Wright and Austin Aries in a three-way match. 8:27 when Ultimo Dragon pinned Alex Wright with a side DDT. Wrestling rating of 52, crowd of 24, and segment of 54. Dragon of 60, Alex Wright of 39, and Aries of 57. So good stuff there. Backstage, we got Alexis Lorraine telling the Naturals to that she's been getting the matches to match, and she wants them to step up to the plate and prove why they deserve to be her clients. 38 on that segment there. And our TNA Tag Team title match does kind of... I knew this was going to be an issue, but that's okay. And about that good heat and decent wrestling. 3 Live Crew and America's Most Wanted go to a draw following a double disqualification when Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens attack Chris Harris and BG James, leading to the double DQ. Wrestling of 46, crowd of 45, segment of 48. Conan with 39, BG of 50, Harris of 48, Storm of 48, Harris of 47. Storylines have advanced, and we are now setting up plans for this TNA Tag Team title match for Bound for Glory, with the Naturals being involved, and potentially one other team. We'll see if we end up doing a 4-way or not. We get an Abyss James Mitchell backstage promo on Jerry Lynn, as that match has been made official for Bound for Glory, and obviously they'll be watching tonight's main event as Jerry Lynn does face Scott Hall. 46 rating there. Jeff Jarrett cuts an in-ring promo, says he wants to be added to the Bound for Glory main event for the TNA Championship, and Dusty Rhodes interrupts and says that in 2 weeks' time, Jeff Jarrett, we have a new person, new signing coming to Total Nonstop Action, and he's actually going to be your opponent at Bound for Glory, and you will find out when he arrives on September 18th, 2002. He will arrive here in Total Nonstop Action, and you will officially find out who your opponent is at Bound for Glory. 70 rating there out of Dusty and Jarrett. Good stuff there to build up to Steiner's debut. And a decent match. Monty Brown defeats Barry Windham in 5:32 with an Alpha Bomb. Wrestling rating of 43. Crowd of 26. Segment of 53. They just didn't click. But again, this is just to get Monty Brown more wins. Get him over a little bit. And in our main event of the evening, in an exceptional match, Scott Hall defeats Jerry Lynn in 10:06 by pinfall with an outsider's edge. During the match, Abyss does distract Lynn, leading to Scott Hall getting the advantage. Wrestling rating of 62, crowd of 58, segment of 64. Jerry Lynn with a 53 rating, Scott Hall 72. Both storylines have advanced for us there. And then as Scott Hall celebrating, Shamrock emerges and puts the sleeper hold on Scott Hall in the center of the ring, making him pass out. And they're obviously trying to get him to release the hold, and he is not, as the show comes to an end with a 71 rating there. Storyline has advanced and gained heat, and let's see what we get for a rating. 65, solid. We increased popularity in 12 regions, so that's always a win. We're slowly gaining popularity, so that's good. We're getting there. Yeah, we know about the broadcast cost. Yep, we already fixed that. Popularity, Puerto Rico and Hawaii, we gained a spot. We'll take that. I don't think you're even showing the shows there, so that's good. And we move 1 week closer to the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. We are now moving into 4 weeks now away from the big pay-per-view. See what we have in store for next week. Hopefully we'll have Ron Killings on the show to accept Buck Bagwell's match. I think what we're going to do is probably post Bound for Glory. I would love to do an Ultimo Dragon and Christopher Daniels X-Title feud. I think that would be some money right there. Depending on, where I go next with AJ too. Because, if AJ is going to drop the belt, we got to figure out where we're going to go with him. Because I don't want to rush him to the main event. So I don't want to set myself up for that. Excuse me. So maybe we figure something out there. I mean, we could easily have him feud with literally anybody. It's just a fact of where does it kind of make sense. You know, him losing the X title, you know, he should be trying to get it back, and maybe that's where we have some feuds with him and the X Division guys. Him and Aries could have a nice little feud. Let's see who else. We don't have a ton of heels I can kind of carry a program is kind of the issue here. Okay, APJ. Hiroshi Hase has been released from All Japan. Yeah, he's past that time. Okay. Nothing else really going on there. OVW has lost some of that. Okay. 115,000 viewers. And everything else looks good there. Inner Circle. Yep, we have that now. Okay, good. Okay. Tag titles. Yep. Next title. Yeah, he's had it for 78 days. He's had it for a hot minute. Since June. 6 title defenses. Pretty solid stuff there, if I do say so myself. Let's go here. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh. Let's go to Ultimo Dragon. Deploy creative idea. Is that one that I have to use on him though? Hold up. Go, where are we? Go here. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. It can only be applied to him. Okay. So let's go to roster. Let's get Ultimo to the best spot we can. Prepare gimmick change. Luchador. There we go. Let's see how that goes. Alright. Let's go to our next here. Okay, I guess we're not doing that. Okay. Alright, next day here. This might not be the longest stream in the world. It is pretty late, but I wanted to get at least something on the board, as it's been a couple days since we've been able to do really much of anything. So wanted to make sure I was able to get you guys some content here. See if we can get you at least 1 or 2 episodes of Impact to play with here as we build towards our pay-per-view. So I'll probably get you 1 more Impact here, and then we'll call it a night. Alright, let's get the next. I'm trying to think of what else we can do on this Impact. We only got 4 more weeks now until, 4 weeks until the pay-per-view. So we have a lot to kind of set up here. That's not just the top programs. tag title thing is going to be a whole ordeal that we got to put together now. He won the APW. Okay. Where's APW? Is that Australia? Oh, it's just all pro. Okay, that's fine. Alright, Doug Basham's officially joined us now, so that's cool. That's a nice little pickup for us. Don't think he's going to be, he is going to have a manager. Put Gil Kim with him. See how that goes. Alright. Make sure they're hopefully both. My thing is, I don't know if they're going to work as baby faces, but they're both unimportant. So we'll see where we're at. We'll give them some matches, and if it doesn't work, then we turn them, and then we'll just go from there. But either way, Doug Basham will be a nice hand for the roster. Have a guy we can put in matches and not have to worry about. Not a guy we're really going to push hard, but a guy we can put against other top talent in our company that we don't have to worry about. Wow, this is taking a while to load tonight. Hopefully we can start bringing in some more X Division talent too. I mean, I like where we're at with it, but I want more. Like, I eventually want to run that X Cup idea. I want to make sure we're in a spot where we have enough X guys to do it. But also, we got to really build this top of the card, which is going to be kind of hard for us to do. Because I don't want to feed Abyss to Ken Shamrock. I feel like that's a waste right now. Okay. All right. When did you get there? We gotta try to see what else we can bring in here. There's gotta be some more, either international talent or something we can bring in here. I was hoping our merchandise would upgrade enough again before Bound for Glory, but I don't think that's what's going to happen here either. I think we're probably not going to see that upgrade until probably January. Which at least by then, hopefully, between Steiner, Jarrett, Scott Hall, we'll have at least some money coming in merchandise-wise. But we need to get some of those. We need to get a couple guys from WWE that we can help kind of fill in some gaps here where they, like trying to obviously build our own stars, but we will need to eventually steal one or two from them to kind of put things together. Oh, lots of contracts progressing. Wow, this has definitely gotten a lot more signings. We're starting to go down. Let's see here. Any new Marufuji is the GHC Junior Heavyweight Champion again. Okay. Who the hell is this guy? Okay. Right. Nothing to report there either. Okay. How slow is this running? This might be a one impact kind of show because this is. I'm going to try to get a second impact on here for you. Try to get that second one here. Hopefully this loads decently quick. Two 2002 such a interesting time in the wrestling world because there's so much talent that's not a thing yet, but also like everybody's locked up with WWE that was WCW or ECW, so there's a lot of guys I can't even get a look at, you know? But there's certain guys, obviously, I'm purposely not going to sign because I feel like it's not what would actually happened either. But we'll see. Like, obviously, like Taker, Big Show, you know, guys that are definitely WWE, you know, they wouldn't have ever left. But guys that, you know, we could, you know, Kurt Angle, eventually I'd love to bring him in if we can make that happen. Who really did come to, ooh, 0-1 might be going out of business. Can we steal them? Nope. Okay. What about GCW? There's no roster, nothing. Okay. I just want to see just for fun what they're going to end up paying her. Because it's kind of hilarious. 4-year deal. Enjoy that. Okay. And Taz re-signed. Okay, cool. I do think I was figuring this out. I think what we're going to do with Steiner is I want to try to do kind of similar to the Sabu and Taz kind of storyline where we were able to drag it out a little bit without them actually going at it. I kind of want to have him and Shamrock kind of not go at it until at least like our third pay-per-view. Trying to give Shamrock some matches in between there. But I would love to have some type of build up to Steiner and Shamrock somehow. It's crazy how like almost all of my game plans right now, Jarrett's nowhere close to the TNA title. And even though that's my usual character, like I'm trying to keep him out of the title picture to the best of my ability. Now, eventually, I obviously will put the belt on him for a little while, of you know, at some point. But really been finding ways to not put the belt on him. It'll be great to the point too when I can not have to use him on every show. Obviously, right now we definitely have to, but. Come on. There we go. Alright. Okay, that's fine. Let's get to the next day, please. Let's book this Impact. I'm purposely going to keep Daniels off of this episode. All right. Come on. Let's get this Impact on the road here. It'll be interesting once we hit 2003 because that's where I feel like TNA was, when they were in the Asylum days, they were crushing it in 03. And obviously, depending on, what talent's there for us in the roster by 03 could be a very big game changer, too. Come on. No, Ultimo Dragon, do not sign anywhere else, please. Thank you. Taz gains authority. Jerry Lawler gains authority. Okay. New Japan have made an offer to Ultimo Dragon. Oh, please don't be a written deal. Please be pay per appearance. Damn it. Alright. Oh, they're just taking Ultimo Dragon away from me. That sucks. I'm offering $25K a month. I can't touch that. So, alright, well, that takes care of that. So he'll be gone pretty much after Bound for Glory. That sucks. Alright, well. I mean, I'll offer just to put my name in the hat, I guess, but I ain't gonna touch what they're making. Yeah. That's the best offer I can give you, man. Wow, that sucks. Okay. Well, that's great news going into this Impact. Alright. Losing one of my core X Division guys to New Japan. Awesome. Kind of knew that was going to happen, but still kind of sucks. Only got to book him for like 2 months because of his injury. Alright, Soundstage 21. Nothing to really talk about there. Sure. You can wrestle on the pre-show. Bless you. You can wrestle on the pre-show too. What else we got? Okay. Guido and Scott Hall are Furious. Tony Mamaluke, CM Punk. Dave Finlay running for that. Okay, that's fine. Buff Bagwell being a troublemaker. No surprise there. Alright. Let's run this Impact here. Who do we not have tonight? No Jimmy Yang and no Daniels, which works out again beautifully. Okay. Outside broadcast. James, Buff Bagwell. Dusty, Jerry Lynn, Shamrock, Conan, Ron Killings, Scott Hall. Okay, opening video package is set. Ricky Steamboat, boom, there we go. Let's open the show. Ken Shamrock in-ring promo segment. He's not the best promo, but at least get the show going here. Have him go for like 3 minutes. And Scott Hall off screen. Cool. That'll set that. That's all good there. Alright, let's go into a match here. Let's do what do we have that's a heel that could lose and it won't kill them? Devin Storm. Boom. There it is right there. Doug Basham's going to debut. Give that to Dusty. Try to get him over as much as we can. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's go backstage. Dusty office. That's Daniels tonight. He's not here. But Dusty has opponent for tonight. Non-title. Let's do backstage, pre-taped. AJ and Dusty backstage. Give that to Dave Finlay. X title. Okay, that's all good there. Let's give Buff a match. Alright, let's go Buff Bagwell versus I'm just gonna have him job this guy out. There we go. Just give him a quick little win here. There we go. Post-match, we're going to have Ron Killings accept the challenge. Ron returns, accepts for Bound for Glory. So that'll be our third match now on the card. But slowly becoming a very in my opinion, strong card. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it's becoming a pretty solid card. Let's go Dusty. Let's go. Yep, boom. All right. Let's go Dusty in-ring segment. Books AMW versus Naturals later tonight. Give that like 3 minutes. So Dusty's putting that match together. Stevens off screen. And we'll give that to Steamboat. Okay. So we have that match later. Let's go to that AJ match here. We'll put AJ versus Ultimo Dragon here. We're just going to let this just absolute cook here. Alright, AJ Styles gets the win. Not much else to report with that. That's fine. Let's do Jerry Lynn backstage promo. Add a copy to it. No one cares what it says. Johnson to match tonight. So this first part, let's gonna do Jerry Lynn. Working the crowd off screen of Abyss. Second part, still off screen. Working the crowd. And now we add Jarrett to the mix there. Perfect. Let's give that to Armstrong. Give that a little something. Give that a little something. There we go. Let's do let's do a tag match here. We'll do just because I want to end this whole thing. CM Punk and Colt Cabana versus Guido and Tony Mamaluke. This is gonna end this feud. So keep Guido and Mamaluke strong. And end this storyline. Beautiful. Let's do backstage promo. And you're out on naturals. Keep building this up. I think we're gonna keep it to a triple threat, I think, is what the plan is here. Chris Harris working the crowd. James Storm working the crowd. Give that to Scott Armstrong again as well. Tag titles and building that up as well. And we'll get another tag match here. James Storm and Chris Harris. Douglas and Chase Stevens. Go 8 to 10. Give that to Jerry Lynn. We're gonna have them be the winner. Everybody's gonna be kept strong. Open, all out, cheap win, DQ finish. Interference. Conan and BG James are going to attack. Setting this up. All good there. Alright. Let's do this next segment here, which will be Jarrett and Dusty. Dusty's office. So who it is. We'll find out this week when he arrives. Obviously, we know it's Steiner, but we'll go 3 minutes. Dusty. There we go. That's fine. Let's go here. Okay, and then our main event of the night. Singles match between Lynn and Double J. Let's go do Dusty. Lynn's gonna get the win. Open, all out. Clean's fine. Distraction. We're just gonna use that advanced storyline of that and that. And then post-match, we'll have Abyss. Attack Lynn, but he escapes. Okay, he's the attacker. Victim. Working the crowd. There we go. Give a new little thing a feature in the main event slot. Let's give our pre-show matches a look here. Who we got? We got Paul Burchill's one of them. Heel or babyface? Heel. Okay, we need a babyface. Let's do Chris Sabin. Sabin wins that one. And then we have, what else we got here? Let's do Eric Young and Ken Anderson. We'll see how that is as well. Alright. Save this. Beautiful. Let's run it. Let's see how our show goes here. 4 weeks away from Bound for Glory. Alright, Sabin and Paul Burchill had a good little pre-show. We're slowly getting up to 600 people per show, so that's good. Okay. Alright, so our opening video package, like always, this is all of our stars of Total Nonstop Action. Abyss, AJ Styles, BG James, Buff Bagwell, Dusty, Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lynn, Ken Shamrock, Conan, Ron Killings, and Scott Hall. Ken Shamrock does the opening promo of this show. Scott Hall's not going to be on this show. This is Ken Shamrock just hyping up the main event, building up to our big pay-per-view with him and Scott Hall for the TNA title. Third time these guys are going to go at it, so hopefully we can finally figure out who is the better out of the two. Each man has a win. Okay, and about that decent wrestling but little heat, Doug Basham debuts and defeats Devin Storm in 6:35 by pinfall. Wrestling rating of 41, crowd of 15, segment 42. He's got a 40 rating, but he got a very good on his gimmick. Gil Kim did some good work at rings. Okay, so we have something there to work with. We do need to give him a finisher, so that's something we need to note. So Doug Basham gets a win in his TNA debut, as well as Gil Kim debuts here in TNA. We get a backstage segment where AJ Styles is telling Dusty Rhodes that he wants Christopher Daniels tonight. However, due to his contract situation with New Japan, he is not available tonight. But Dusty says that he will get his shot at the X Division title, which we are going to pre-book right now at Bound for Glory. Let's make sure he's available, please. Okay, he is. The X Division title will be on the line as AJ will defend against Christopher Daniels. He said, however, AJ, for the next couple weeks, if you want to have matches with whoever you'd like or whoever steps up, they're going to be non-title matches, but Daniels will not be here until Bound for Glory due to his New Japan contract. So you will have to figure that out. But his match is set for Bound for Glory. So there's that. Obviously, it's not. We definitely could use Daniels if we wanted to, but that's how we're going to get to them not facing off until then. 63 segment there. Buff Bagwell gets an easy win in a jobber match against Robbie Rage with a blockbuster. 43 rating there. The whole point of this match is just for the post match, which is Ron Killings coming out and accepting the challenge for Bound for Glory. He's here this week, and it will finally be, hopefully, the end of this feud with him and Buff Bagwell. Ron Killings versus Buff Bagwell at Bound for Glory. We can start putting Ron Killings, hopefully, towards the main event area after that match. So that'll give us another top babyface to put towards the main event scene here, which is good. 61 rating on this. Ron Killings has been killing it. Story has advanced and gained heat, so that's good. Storyline's building. Dusty Rhodes cuts a backstage promo from his office saying that tonight, after what happened last week, Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens will face off against America's Most Wanted after screwing them out of their TNA Tag Team title rematch. Both storylines have advanced with a 75 rating from Dusty, so good stuff there. Wow, this match is shocking. And about that great wrestling and decent match from the crowd. AJ Styles defeats Ultimo Dragon with a spiral tap in 12:43. Wrestling was a 60, crowd of 32, 62 segment. Ultimo Dragon and AJ do not click, which is crazy to me, but okay. Ultimo Dragon, as we do know, will be leaving us and heading to New Japan fully, so we will not have him going forward after October. So we will be putting him in matches to put other people over on his way out. And this was a match I wanted to do down the road, but I'm glad I didn't because they didn't click. So it's okay, though. Good match from AJ. We get a backstage segment with Jerry Lynn's cutting a promo on Abyss, and Jeff Jarrett's walking kind of by the promo. Says no one cares what Jerry Lynn has to say. He's trying to figure out who his opponent is for Bound for Glory, who's going to show up here next week. And Jerry Lynn kind of gets offended by it, and we end up setting up the main event match for Impact tonight. Jerry Lynn will face off against Double J Jeff Jarrett. 49 segment there. And a decent match to end this feud I didn't realize was still going on. Second City Saints defeat the FBI in 7:42, and CM Punk pins Tony Mamaluke. 51 on the wrestling, crowd of 25, segment of 53. Cabana 51, Punk of 49, Mamaluke of 45, Guido of 59. All the green there from the tag teams, which is great. The storyline has ended, so we are officially done with whatever we were going on with this. And we can figure out where we're going with these guys going forward. 53 overall, not bad though. We get an angry backstage promo from America's Most Wanted saying that they got screwed last week and they're not even sure if they're going to get another shot at the tag belts as long as 3 Live Crew have the belts thanks to the Naturals, but they're going to beat the Naturals tonight for screwing them over last week. So that's going to should be the next match. Yep. In a decent match, though, the Naturals defeat America's Most Wanted in 8 minutes when Chris Harris is disqualified because Conan runs in and attacks Andy Douglas. So 3 Live Crew wanted some payback as well. Wrestling rating of 50. The crowd was a 33-50 segment. Harris of 55, Storm of 50, Chase of 46, Douglas of 47. Storylines have all advanced. Tag team chemistry was great, which is awesome. And the commentary lifted the match. So we keep building to a triple threat tag team title match, I believe, for Bound for Glory is the move here. Backstage, we see a segment where Jeff Jarrett walks into Dusty Rhodes' office, and he wants to know who is showing up next week to become his Bound for Glory opponent. and that Dusty Rhodes said he just got off the phone with him, and he will be arriving next week on Impact. 63 rating there. Come on. And in our main event of the evening, and about that great heat and good wrestling, Jerry Lynn defeats Jeff Jarrett in 12:49 by pinfall with a fast roll-up. Due to the distraction of who potentially, we saw the siren noise, but we didn't see anybody. Distracted Jarrett, which led to Lynn getting the pin. 55 on the wrestling, 52 on the crowd, 54 on the segment. Jeff Jarrett with a 62, Jerry Lynn a 48. Storylines have advanced. Ignore the Steiner stuff. We just had to put him in there because we needed a distraction. And post-match, Abyss does try to attack Jerry Lynn, but Jerry Lynn's able to slip away, backing up the ramp as Abyss is in the ring with James Mitchell. Obviously, their match is set already for Bound for Glory as we end the show with a 54. I'm a little nervous on this show rating, I'm going to be honest, but hopefully it'll at least be in the 60s. Oh, 60, perfect. The show increased our popularity in 12 regions, so we did try some stuff here, guys. I'm going to be honest. We brought in Doug Basham. We're going to see what we have there. Buff Bagwell got a jobber match on the show. We're losing Ultimo Dragon. We're setting up the tag team feud. We didn't have Scott Hall on the show at all. We didn't have Daniels on the show. We're definitely we're trying some things. We're trying to make the show as deep as we can, where we can. Let's see if we got any popularity. Financial, we know what it is at this point. No popularity increases yet, but we're getting there. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let's see what the news here is before we end the stream here. But the plan, guys, we are only 3 weeks away now from Bound for Glory. So we have a major debut coming our way in the next Impact. Who is that going to be? Obviously, we know it's Steiner. But I think bringing him in is going to help us a lot with ratings. Hoping him and Jarrett can deliver a good match at Bound for Glory. I'm truthfully very sad that we're losing Ultimo Dragon to New Japan, but it is what it is. Can't do anything about it, unfortunately. And that's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll adjust accordingly, but that is definitely one that hurts to lose. But we'll try and see where we can figure out this X division. I mean, we have a lot of depth, but we need to kind of figure out what else we can do besides just matches with guys, because we have guys like Austin Aries who definitely can cut a promo, so we gotta make sure we're using that correctly. Okay, lost some viewership there. We figured that. Okay, when's our deal up with Fox? December. I want to see something. That's not something we can edit, right? No. Okay. Perfect. So guys, like I said, we're gonna cut it here. We got 2 impacts in on this one, which was awesome. And hopefully we'll be able to get to it in the next couple days before we can get to Bound for Glory. We're only 24 days away, guys, so that first big pay-per-view is coming soon, but I appreciate y'all coming by, and we'll see you on the next one.